Good morning, everyone. Happy Monday to you. It is a warm one as the first heat wave of the year has started to set in. We're going to talk all things heat today and hopefully see if we can see some relief from this heat. So let's dive right in. Up on your screen first, I want to kind of explain why we're seeing the heat. And it all has to do with this high pressure ridge that is set up in the southeastern United States. Now, high pressure ridges rotate counterclockwise, or rotate clockwise rather, so the winds are coming up and around it kind of like this. That's why we'll keep a southwest wind for much of the rest of this week. But as we put this into motion, this is basically showing height anomalies. The reds indicate warmer temperatures, the blues indicate cooler temperatures in the atmosphere. And watch as we go, through much of this week, that heat continues to stick around. It starts to weaken a little bit as we go towards the weekend, mind you, a little bit before it really starts to dissolve a little bit as we get closer towards the first to the middle part of next week. Everyone right now in the entire area is under some sort of heat advisory. If we take a look a little bit closer to home, we can see that everyone in this orange shaded area is under a heat advisory along Route 50 and points to the north. You're in a heat advisory until 7 p.m. on Thursday. Everyone to the south of that is in heat advisory until 7 p.m. Friday. Bottom line, it's going to be downright hot and humid out there. Pretty miserable conditions for the next week. If you are outside. If we look at temperatures, they're gonna stay warm and they're gonna stay muggy all week. Forecast highs for today on Monday top out in the low 90s, and that's kind of the similar story as we go here each day. This is Tuesday, forecast high temperatures. Wednesday, Thursday, and for the day on Friday, we're gonna stay warm all week. And something that'll stick with it as well are the heat indices. Heat index is close to 100 degrees each day. That's why we have that heat advisory out. Notice here for Friday, for example, we're close to 100. If we look back closer towards today, notice about 100 degrees each day as we move on throughout this work week. So it's going to be hot. It's going to be humid if you're out and about. There is a very, very small chance we could see some rain, a little bit of a brief relief Tuesday evening, really late, closer to midnight. Let's show that for you here on future radar. As these storms begin to work in, you notice a lot of rain in Iowa and portions of Wisconsin, back towards Kansas and Nebraska. That's kind of what we call the ring of fire, where the storms will kind of ride up and around the heat dome that I showed you just a little bit ago. So here we go. This is early Tuesday morning, about 1 a.m. Tuesday morning. Showers and thunderstorms off to our north and to our west. As we move on in the evening hours on Tuesday, this is 7 p.m. on Tuesday. Notice we could see a couple of spotty showers, little pop-up showers and thunderstorms work their way in towards the end of the day, towards the nighttime hours. Those will all fizzle out as we go closer to midnight. Here we go. Maybe a lingering shower or thunderstorm complex to our north, but nothing really to talk about in our neck of the woods. If we do see these, they're going to be super, super scattered in nature. I don't look for anything severe out of this, but, hey, we'll take any pop-up shower or thunderstorm we can get to kind of cut the heat a little bit. After that, most of the rain stays off to our north, so I think the best chance of seeing any sort of precip in the next couple days will be this little pop-up chance Tuesday afternoon. Other than that, it's going to be warm. It's going to be humid, like I said. The National Weather Service has one of these experimental heat risk products that kind of shows you the heat risks and potentials in a little bit more of a graphic thing. And notice everyone in the area for today is in the red or the magenta. That indicates a lot of heat in the area that will affect people without adequate cooling or hydration. So make sure you stay hydrated if you're out and about today. And if you're working out in the heat, it is going to be absolutely oppressive as we go later on this week. Here's Monday. Tuesday, notice those magentas stick around, especially over into Indiana and along that US 50 corridor. Wednesday, we see a little bit of relief. We're back down to the red. Thursday and Friday, we stick around in the red, but watch, here comes the cooler temperatures as we start to work in towards the weekend. And by Sunday, we're looking at a lot more orange, a little less red. That will continue as we go on into next week, I think, too. As if you are out and about, make sure you're aware of the different symptoms of heat casualties or heat illnesses. Heat exhaustion here on the left, you may feel faint or dizzy, sweat a lot, cool, pale, or clammy skin, some nausea and vomiting, rapid or weak pulse, and some muscle cramps. If you're feeling those things, make sure you get inside, cool off a little bit. If you get to a heat stroke, that's your throbbing headaches, confusion. If you stop to sweat, that's a problem. Or if you stop sweating, that's a problem if you're out and about a lot. Body temperature rises above 103 degrees, red, hot, and dry skin. With a rapid or strong pulse, could lose consciousness. So, make sure you take it easy if you're out and about. Take plenty of breaks, and we will get through this heat wave together. Last thing I'll leave you with is the Climate Prediction Center's 6 to 10 day and 8 to 14 day outlooks. And notice they still show strong signals of some warmer than average temperatures through next Wednesday. That's July 2nd. We start to cut back on the heat a little bit as we go towards the holiday weekend. This is through Sunday, July 6th. Precip looks to stay a little bit more active, slightly above normal on the 6 to 10 day, and again, slightly above normal on the 8 to 14 day. So we'll see how things shake out. Bottom line is it's going to be hot and muggy for the next couple days, so take plenty of breaks. Check on the elderly, check on pets, and be good neighbors, and we'll get through all of this together. I'll have updates every single day in my out the door forecast. So thanks for watching. Stay tuned for the next one.